It says, stop! Let me show you to the people. It says, hey, why are you afraid to start now? We all go through this feeling. You're not alone. In fact, this YouTube channel is all about addressing our fears, overcoming them, and learning to fail forward. Bitch, you nailed that. Grab your notebook and write these tips down. I'm not an expert. I'm just somebody who's actively trying to pursue the best version of myself. So I think we need to learn more so how we can embrace failure, because it is such a normal part of life, girl. I hope that you guys learn a little bit. If you do like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Lets me know what kind of content that you like. Okay, so let's just define failure really quickly. I went ahead and I looked up the definition of failure because I never actually had before. I thought, well, this will help give me a sense of direction. Wrong. The literal definition of failure is the lack of success. That's it. Nothing else, nothing more, nothing less. There's just really no context to that. Like, what does that even mean? A lack of success? Well, I think it is actually kind of cool that this definition is so vague, because it really gives you the opportunity to choose and decide, well, what does that mean? What do you consider success? If you tried something and that was the most difficult thing for you to do was just to simply try it, and then you do it, is that not success? Yeah, I get wanting to have a million whatever, or wanting to make a million whatever, but how are you going to get there if you don't even start? How can you get to your definition of success if you don't know what it is? So these are some of the things that you really have to answer for yourself. And I know you're like, damn, Chandelier, you're asking the hard ass questions. I am. Not everything has to be perfect. Step one into getting out of your own way, right, is to define what failure is and what success looks like to you. You really need to hone in on what is successful to you. Not to the world, not to your best friend, not to anybody else, but to you. How do I define success? So I'll just give you an example of how I define success, and I encourage you to take a second right now, maybe pause me. I want you to listen to what a couple other famous celebrities consider success. According to Maya Angelou, this was her quote: "Success is liking yourself, liking what you do, and liking how you do it." That's enough for her. That's enough in the terms of success. And I just think that's so beautiful. Like, I would love to get my mind to a place to where I could say that and believe it 100%. I think right now, because like I told you guys, I'm not an expert bitch, but I am a work in progress, and I love that. In fact, that is something that I think is closer to my definition of success. So here's my definition of success. And I would love for you to leave a comment and let me know what you consider success. No judgment zone, guys, okay? This is just my personal definition. Living my life to the fullest, full of peace, happiness, joy, and striving to achieve my goals without giving up. So yeah, that's my definition of success, which is wild because I never thought about it. So crazy, because when I get in my head, I think about a million things that are going to go wrong. I think about 1,000 things that are going to go wrong, but I never really sit and think about things going right, if that makes sense. Why are we afraid to fail? If we were to sum it up and really like minimize it, here's the gist of it. So one day I was working on this project. It's a project that I called Project Iconic. And I did this project a long time ago. I recreated iconic photos of African American women. I would take these photos and then I'd second guess constantly. Like, is this photo close enough? Does it look like her? Is my hand in the right place? I'd second guess it to the point that I didn't even want to put it up anymore. Even though I was getting a huge positive response from the online community on my Facebook, I still felt like I could do so much better, if that makes sense. And this was a personal project. There wasn't anyone who told me what to do. It was just like something I created, and I still put all of these barriers of perfection on myself in something I created. It could have been imperfectly perfect, but it wasn't enough. I'm not gonna say these are all the reasons that we're afraid to fail, but these are the head honchos, the HBICs of failure, in my opinion. Having critical or unsupportive parents, You may not feel like you're going to get the support you're looking for. Having unsupportive or critical parents can make you afraid. But I mean, physical and mental traumatic experiences are another factor as to why you're afraid. You may have tried something in the past and it didn't go the way you expected, and that could have ended traumatically for you. Maintaining a social status. That one's self-explanatory. I mean, we're all out here, you know, we see social media on the daily. We know what it looks like. We know what social media influencers look like. And sometimes looking at other people's content can make you feel down about yourself. And in reality, there's no social status to maintain. You're who you are. And the sooner you're okay with that, the better. But I understand trying to keep up with the Joneses. That can be what's creating fear for you. You're so worried about trying to be better than their content or achieve what they have that you're not really looking about what you bring to the table and how your journey is probably different. You have no idea about their journey. The last thing that is probably a reason why you're afraid to fail is sabotage of self-confidence. The inner saboteur. We hear about her on Drag Race all the time. If you're a Drag Race fan, wet it. Yeah, so the fear of success and your inner saboteur will talk you out of a lot of ideas. And so the reason why I pursued a hair channel was because I felt like it was easier for me. People weren't going to judge me. They were going to judge the hair that I was talking about or my application process, but not me as a person. Like right now, I'm being very vulnerable, telling you guys about my life, my struggles, my fears. And I've also told you about a traumatic experience that I had where somebody literally attacked me online. So it is really scary to do this again, but this is what I love. I invite you to be your rough around the edges self. And that's what a virtual best friend, that's what my channel is all about, is creating the kind of community that says, look, girl, we ain't got it figured out, but we are working actively towards figuring out our goals, and it's okay to not have the answers. It's okay to fail. And that's why I said at the beginning of this video, we're gonna learn how to fail forward. And you're currently watching me during my journey. And that's why you should subscribe and become a virtual best friend by clicking the subscribe button down below and turning your notifications on so you don't miss uploads. I will be uploading once a week on Sundays. That is my committed schedule. That's what I'm doing. We're gonna do one more activity just because I think that this is really gonna bring us home. This is gonna bring us home, girl. And after this, you're about to start that shit. You're about to start that new idea, this YouTube channel, that business you've always wanted, or maybe searching for your dream career. You're gonna start. You're just gonna start now. But get brutally honest with yourself and say like, okay, you need to figure out what are practical fears, like what could practically happen, like practical fears. No one could watch my video. That's practical. That could really happen. An emotional fear. People watch my video and they hate it. That is an emotional one. These are the things that you really need to figure out and break down for anything that you want to try in your life at all, period. I'm not an expert. I'm just telling you what I'm doing. And the reality is not only can you, it's about do you want to. Check your fears at the door. When you're getting ready to do something, acknowledge the fact that you're afraid and let's move through it. And you have to get to a place to where you feel that. Do you want it the most? That's enough to try. That's enough to try over and over and over again. And like, I'm gonna tell you guys, I want a TV show, I want my own TV channel, and I want my own magazine. I want a, I'm just gonna tell you guys all the things I want right now so that I can watch this video back, but I want the kind of self-help guide that really helps people, really helps women like me get out of their own head and to just unlock their truest potential, because that is truly it. We are all great. We are all great and we all have something to add. And even if somebody's doing exactly what you're doing, it doesn't even matter because they're not you. I'm gonna leave you guys with this quote. You're not afraid of failure. You are afraid of judgment. And the sooner you accept that and just let that go, like I said, I'm not perfect. I'm not an expert. I'm just someone who wants to try to make a difference. Anyways, hope you guys like this video. I really do hope that it helps and inspires you to create something new today. Let me know how it goes in the comment section below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up because that is the only way YouTube will refer my videos, and I would appreciate the love in return. I will see you guys next time.